Hi and welcome to your relationship roadmap. We're doing a short series of the 5 challenges that people have making changes to their relationship. So in the first one, we covered what it was to hang on to the past. So one of the big challenges is hanging on to the past, which can cause resentment. In the second one, we talked about taking responsibility for your own feelings and your own actions. In this third one, and these are in no particular order, in this third one we're talking about how a busy lifestyle impacts relationships. In this third one, and these are in no particular order, in this third one we're talking about how a busy lifestyle impacts relationships. So I'm here with Mr. Michael Worthington and we're going to get into a busy lifestyle.
This one I can relate to, very much so. Always had a busy lifestyle. My wife's always been really busy. My kids are always really busy. I thought my phone was broken because they don't call me. No, I'm joking. But a busy lifestyle, but there's a lot of people out there that are going, I understand this. I can relate that I'm busy, I'm tired, I'm stressed. Sometimes I just don't want to have conversations, or sometimes I just don't want to listen, or sometimes I just want to have my own space. It must impact at a lot of different levels as well.
Yeah, and it particularly impacts when people want to make changes. Right back in the first one, you asked what was the biggest challenge, if you like, and I said, do you remember what I said?
That was such a long time ago.
Homeostasis.
Yes, people don't like change, they like it to be the same.
Yeah. So the more we're in a routine,
Mm.
the more we are running on an unconscious habit or pattern, the easier it is.
Because I mean, that's what habits are for, aren't they?
Yeah.
In their positive sense, they're to take all the mundane stuff, all the things we don't want to deal with and have to think about, and put them in a habit so they just happen without conscious thought.
Correct.
Yeah.
And that's why the habit of arguing and anger is not really useful in relationships.
No. No, it's exhausting.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then when we have the other one, and again in the previous series we talked about addictions.
Yes.
So when people are wanting to escape and they get into their addictions, again, they can be avoiding facing up to some of the challenges in the relationship.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's easier to sit down and watch the TV program or play a game or just go out and have a beer with the mates than it is to actually sit down with your partner and sort out an issue that's going on.
Yes.
And often in the past, partners have enabled that behaviour by not, having a firm line and being firm about, look, we really need to sort this out.
Do you find that some of it is that the partner is empathetic to the other person? Yes, well, typical doing sexually, he does work long hours, he's entitled to go play his 18 holes of golf on Saturday. Yes, he should let it go out with his mates. Then the partner saying, well, you are home all day with the kids, so I'll have the kids, you go out with your girlfriends, you go do this, you go do. Do you think that sometimes these habits are formed out of good intentions from the other partner?
No, I don't think that's my experience.
I tried to make the case.
No, I don't think.
Wasn't even a good effort in your got a direct no. Okay.
So often in a relationship.
This is why you're the relationship expert.
Sorry guys who want to go and play a lot of golf.
Yeah. No, it's not working. All right.
In a relationship you generally have a confronter and an avoider.
Okay.
The confronter meaning that the person has an issue that something's really important to the relationship that they want to bring up with their partner.
Right.
Now when they bring it up with their partner knows what's coming and they're trying to avoid the issue. So that's a common dynamic in a relationship.
So they're kind of hiding behind a busy lifestyle as a way of avoiding this?
Yeah. And when I'm talking about change, when I'm working with people and like with your relationship roadmap, you can see all of this stuff and it's all logical and it's all common sense.
Yes.
Because I remember I asked you in one of the earlier videos, He's watching. Wait for it.
Hold on.
I asked you, what were the two, the past is only good for two things. What were they?
For learning from,
And?
and what was it? It's for learning from, and oh no, you've got me wrong. I'm actually doing a live show and asking somebody questions.
The point
Right.
I'm illustrating is that unless we continue to do things through repetition and develop new habits and new ways of thinking and new awareness, we can look at something that's really great, but if we don't put it into practice, we will forget it really quickly. That's what we do naturally. That's what a busy lifestyle does to us. You think about a family. You think about work. You think about running children around. And then we impose technology on top with our smartphones and iPads and computers and YouTube and Facebook and all the rest of it. People aren't simplifying their lives. They aren't focused, in my opinion, they aren't really focusing on what's important.
It was interesting, you talk about that, but I watched a show the other day on these renovators. There's three brothers, and someone had asked them, how come you guys can all work together? Because you're three brothers, Traditionally, you all should be fighting and carrying on. And they said, because Mum and Dad made us start our day together around the breakfast table and finish our day around the dinner table. Not just to scoff the meal and go, but to actually communicate and stop. Put the day to one side and just focus on the family. Is this the kind of thing you're talking about here?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
In my opinion, in society today, we are bombarded with advertisements, we're bombarded with noise. All these things are designed to distract us. So, for example, with young families, particularly if there are children under the age of 5, I suggest all families actually have a technology-free zone from when the parents come home to when the children go to bed. Flip it on the other end, because a lot of families out there, it's how quickly can we feed the kids, bath them and get them to bed. So we can go,
we're in Australia, so we go, fat cat's on, you're gone.
So I say completely flip that. Consider that if your children are the most important things in your life to you, then flip it completely. Make it a technology-free zone. Make it a fully engaged zone with your children. Because young children just want two things. Have a guess what that is?
Attention.
Yep.
And I won't say lollies.
They want attention and experiences.
Yeah.
So you can either give them the experience of putting them in front of a TV, which is designed to stimulate and entertain and just have you sitting there watching. Or you can have a technology-free zone where children will engage in cooking dinner, they'll engage in, setting the table, putting the rubbish out, weeding the garden, mowing the lawns.
Is this why with technology today, board games are still very popular with families because it enables the families to actually interact around something they've got to talk to each other and play together, basically.
Exactly. So again, we may or may not do one, but I've got a Parenting 101, which I'll outlay a routine and all the rest of it. The simple principle here, though, is for people to get really, really clear on what's important in their lives, to look to simplify them, to get clear on what the priorities are. And I'll say directly to couples, I'll say, look, if you want a single life, don't get into a relationship.
That's pretty much
you can do whatever you like, whenever you like, with whoever you like, if you're on your own. If you're in a relationship, my assumption about relationships are two individuals who choose to be together, to work as a team, to create a life together. It's not about one person supporting the other one so they can play golf, unless they're a professional. And there are benefits. So it's about building this family unit. It's about being a role model for children. It's about creating the life together.
Because you've said it before, children will mimic their parents. So if you set the example that it's not a technology-free zone, it is you sit in front of the TV and get entertained. Dad does go and play golf and drink at the pub with his mates, or Mum goes out with their girlfriends all weekend. That is basically what they're going to mimic as they grow up.
Well, that's what they're going to learn. That's what's going to be imprinted at the unconscious level.
Yeah.
That's what they're going to understand relationships and family are about.
Is it tough for couples, even without kids, probably even tougher when they've got kids, that are running a really busy lifestyle, to start breaking these patterns and setting new positive agendas in their life?
Two sides to that.
Yeah.
Where I focus is getting people really clear on what's important to them.
Right.
If your relationship is important to you, you will create time.
Yeah.
In part of in one of the modules, we talk about vision and values. Values are what are important to us. One of the ways that you can look at your values is look at where you spend your time, your money, and your energy.
Okay.
And if you're not putting any time, money, or energy into a relationship, I question really how important is that relationship to you, even though you say it is.
It's a pretty powerful question.
Yeah, that question completely turned around a number of relationships because they were busy building their business, they were busy in their life, and they really, when I asked them to give me the average day and how much time do you actually put into the relationship, and it was like sit in front of TV having dinner with my wife, it really showed that there was really nothing being put into the relationship.
Okay. Wow. That's a pretty heavy session, Keith. Once
It's
again,
not heavy, it's just, it's life.
it is like, when you just say, I mean, you say it's so, well, it is factually. And I can see why people, one thing I've picked up from meeting you and talking with you and understanding what you do, is I'm starting to understand why your methodology works quicker with people rather than slow. You're in for quick results. I don't mean quick as in flippant, but your results actually start to turn relationships around very quickly. Where traditional therapies, I suppose, in the past has always been, well, you'll come and see me for 12 months, maybe 2 years, and we'll work through this one at a time.
Well,
Your
look,
methodology is very quick.
I'm pragmatic. It's quick if people choose to work. You know, I'll just say straight, if there's love, a willingness to work, and a willingness to change, then you can achieve anything with your relationship. I can't do anything about it if someone's not willing to work or change.
Yeah.
So I'll be black and white on that. I'll also tell people it's a 12-month project.
Yep.
You know, if you're in your 20s, it's taken you 20 years to get to where you are today. If you're in your 30s, well, there's 30 years of daily practice to get you where you are today. If you're in your 50s, well, there's 50 years of practicing. Now, if you've been arguing for a number of those years, there's a lot of years you've practiced arguing, so these are the habits. So I'll say be realistic. Give yourself a 12-month time frame. And my expectation is that you're not going to get a 10 out of 10. Let's go from 0 out of 10 to 1 out of 10, then to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5.
Yeah.
So, and just focus on some key things that you want to change, like learning to listen with your heart, really learn to understand your partner's world.
That's a good segue into part number 4, isn't it? Understanding your partner. I'm cheating, I'm looking at the kids' notes. But it is a good segue into that. And I think that's been a fascinating topic. Look, all your links are there anyway. One thing I will encourage people, because people are getting a lot of benefit out of this, subscribe and share and like. I think that's really, really important. Because it may not just be you. You've met this, you've seen this, but we're finding a lot of people, and I am, because I can see the back end stats, are seeing this and going, I know who this can help. So I think it's really important they subscribe and then share with people, you know, just to help other people, because a lot of people won't talk about their issues with family and friends.
No, they won't, and I may share a couple of very sad stories around that, but not right now.
Okay.
So, if you like what you're seeing and you think that this could impact someone else, please, please, please share it, because you don't know what a ripple effect this could have. You might even save someone's life by actually sharing, by subscribing, by promoting this. Thank you.